Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ATR's War, Bedlam Media's premier wrestling podcast covering AEW and WWE. I am Sam the SLB, fearless leader of Bedlam Media and co-host of ATR's War, ATR Rising Sun, as well as the host of Uncle Sam's Static Kaleidoscope. And alongside me today is nobody. That's right, folks. Me, Sam the SLB, am solo today. Scott is not here. He's out. Ethan's not here. He's out. So I figured, hey, rather than... let me scooch my seat up here. Rather than me, let's not do anything. I wanted something for you guys for this week. We're going into, it's not really an eventful month, but I wanted to give you guys something. Wanted just to be me. Figured, hey, let's talk wrestling. We want to talk a Royal Rumble. Hopefully, in a future episode when they do come back on, we'll kind of have a little further discussion. So we won't have our post show. Or traditional post show with that. I'll give you my thoughts there. I'll go through the calendar and whatnot. But guys, before I begin my solo episode, Solo ATR's War, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X. YouTube, we're trying to push, I don't know. I think we're at 110 subscribers almost. I personally would like to see that number go up. So if you like our content, guys, please follow us, like us, let us know that you are enjoying what we put out for you guys. We try to be very constructive in our approach to the wrestling world. The IWC is a toxic place. I don't think I have to tell you guys that. You all know that because you're all part of it and you know how the internet is. But here at ATR, under Bedlam Media's umbrella, trying to give you some more, I don't know, critical content, something a little more, hey, we're going to be friendly about this. We're not going to come off all, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Horrendous. Horrendous is probably not the word. Anyways, guys, follow us. Couple things going on this coming week for New Japan Pro Wrestling. The new beginning in Osaka on the 11th. So Ethan and I will be watching. We will be covering that in a future episode of Rising Sun. Also, this Saturday, guys, AEW Grand Slam in Brisbane, Queensland. And then NXT Vengeance Day in DC. I think we're going to be doing a pick show for that. We'll have to talk to the boys about it. Almost positive, but there will be picks for that if we don't do a show. It'll be towards the Bedlam Media Championship. Then we kind of have a bunch of indie shows going off of what I'm looking at, and then nothing until the 1st of March for Elimination Chamber in Toronto as we walk the road to WrestleMania. Guys, let's talk Rumble. I'll give you my thoughts. I have not watched every single Rumble out there. There are definitely plenty of them, and maybe it's something that we need to go through maybe for the 5th anniversary or something. Maybe we need to just spend some time in the Discord. Guys, don't forget to find our Discord and join us on there. Let's talk wrestling. Let's create a community there where we can discuss that outside of social media. I don't know, is Discord considered social media or just a conversational platform? Good question. So Royal Rumble, there were 5 matches. I don't know if there was a bad match on this card, to be honest with you. I loved everything about this pay-per-view. It might be one of the best Royal Rumbles I've watched. It might be one of the best Royal Rumbles of all time. Take that with a grain of salt. Again, there was a time period where I was not watching, and maybe it's something, again, I need to go back and revisit. There was a lot here I loved. Opening up was the women's match, and the one thing I want to point out here, I point out during the show. Actually, if you watched our live stream, we did live stream that. This may have been the first Women's Royal Rumble where they did not rely on legends. Generally speaking, you will have legends. I think the first few, like half of them were like legends. Obviously, you had Stacy Keibler, you had Trish Stratus, you have Tori Wilson, Kelly. You have those other talent from like the Attitude Era because it was kind of really finicky. Now I feel like the women's roster for WWE is solid. I was excited for every single person coming out here. Again, Jordan Grace making her, signing, making her debut. That was a lot of fun. She's going to be main event in a Mania with the women at some point. She just has that star power. But that was a lot of fun. Her moments with Naomi, the NXT girls, like Roxanne, Lash Legend. I was not familiar with Lash, but I loved her performance. I love her character. I love everything about her. I thought that was good. We did get Trish and we did get Nikki Bella, so they were both in here. Nikki was a shocker, honestly. Julia, also another one making her debut. Creating all these new storylines going into Mania and into the new year. I'm gonna say something that's kind of a controversial take. Yeah, I like Charlotte. I'm not too fond of her winning the Rumble. I think that was, to me, the weakest point of the whole show, was Charlotte winning. I don't dislike her, but I'm not like crazy about Charlotte. It's a weird, and again, here's another one that it's going to be a hot take. I like Randy Orton, not crazy about Randy Orton. I'm not like jumping up in my seat when he comes out. Great, does what he does, talented, but I'm just like, okay, cool. So same thing with Charlotte. I know going into Mania, who we got? We have Tiffany Stratton and Rhea holding the title, so I think you go either way. I have not watched Raw or SmackDown. I know that's the one product I don't get to watch on the regular. So unfortunately, I don't have the feedback there for you guys. Maybe I should kind of catch up on it a little bit. But that's my take. I thought this match was great. Both, the three matches in between DIY Motor City Machine Guns, that is like an indie dream tag match. It went 14 minutes. It was one of the shorter matches. Sorry, I said 3 matches. 2 matches in the middle. This was a lot of fun. Cody and Kevin, there was a point there where I thought the match was going to legitimately stop. Like, those two just killed each other. And it ended in such a way where you're like, wow, these two are out for blood at this point. And Kevin Owens is never disappointed. Kevin Owens, it's been a while for him to have, it's been a while. I'm going to do that because I'm alone right now. And I know one of the other guys would be doing that for me. Kevin Owens, it's been a long time since he's had a title. So hopefully going into this year, he has another shot either at Gunther or he has a shot at Cody getting the title. But long story short, the men's Royal Rumble also absolutely incredible. Scott had told me, Ethan told me, and even looking at the people there, I had no idea who was going to win this Royal Rumble. And I think out of all the people that we were talking about, we did not expect Jey Uso. Even though Jey Uso has been top of the card, he was not somebody that we were eyeballing, especially when he ended up, I think, in the final 3. Final 3, final 4? How can I find the eliminated by? It was Joe, John Cena. Can I find the eliminated number? Maybe that's it. Yeah. Yep, Jay, John, Logan Paul, CM Punk. Man, it was tough. I was like really looking at this, and especially CM Punk got knocked out by Logan Paul, and I'm like, bro, they're gonna really give Paul this, or Cena. And then Paul went, and you're like, they're really gonna hand this to Cena. Or Cena, his retirement year is going on right now. Really convinced that there was going to be him, and then once Jay threw him over the rope, that whole ending, as the boys would say, it was pure cinema. It was incredible, man. And then Jay put him over. The place went nuts. John gave this look of like that wasn't supposed to happen, which it definitely was. And he just gave him this huge hug at the end. And it was just, it was a moment. And now I'm really excited to see who Jay's going to go after. Will it be Cody? Will Cody even have the title going into Mania? Will it be Gunther? Hard to tell. Hard to tell. But incredible show. Definitely go and watch if you didn't do so. So let's hop over. This past week, we had a pretty good episode of Dynamite. I actually really enjoyed it. Dustin Rhodes gave a incredible promo. I believe that was against with MJF. Ricochet's killing it. Again, not everyone was going to be a star in WWE, but when some of them come over here, is he even in the title scene at this point? He's not. He just has a great character, and I think that's very important. So Ricochet is giving his all right now, being in the main event, or at least, yeah, he was in the main event. Tony Storm coming out as Mariah May. Oh, you're killing me, man. Killing me. Solid. Kenny coming out. He gets pyro now for the ending of his speeches. We're getting all prepared again. This weekend, we do have Grand Slam over in Australia. I forgot what the start time is. Looking forward to it. This weekend? Yes, this weekend. Getting confused because by that time of recording, I'm like, well, that's going to coincide with the Super Bowl. But I'm like, no, the Super Bowl will have happened by the time this drops. That's enough of my rambling. But I guess the episode, long story short, finished with 605 views this week. It's up 1,000 from last. Reading off of 411 Mania, they drew a 0.17 of the demographic. Dynamite was also simulcast on Max, and the Nielsen figures do not reflect any additional viewership from Max. So we have nothing else on that. So I watch it on Max now, and there's, everyone's saying, well, it went down, it's not doing well. Well, if we're not including the Max numbers, who knows what the Max numbers is? That could be an extra 100, 200,000 people. I'm not going to sit there and say it's another 700,000 people, but the number is a lot higher. Live TBS broadcast finished at number 6 in the primetime cable for Wednesday. Let's see what we got. NBA game featured Pelicans and Denver Nuggets topped the ratings for the night. Also, San Antonio Spurs and the Hawks. And then the rest of it was Fox News programming. So, long story short, I think it's good to say that even against everything else, I would say 600,000 people is pretty good. 605. Despite, yes, ratings do matter, but when we're not counting the figures, and they're still beating regular television, they're beating everything but news and sports. I think that's huge, and I think we really need to start going past this, especially with streaming becoming the norm. It is great to see it on TV, but I don't have cable anymore. I got rid of YouTube TV. That's kind of why I fell off the AEW bandwagon for a couple of months, because I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay $70 to watch TV 4 times a week. 8 if you're watching Collision, but I'm spotty with Collision. I'm going to be honest with you guys. So I think that's big. And they're not the only ones. I actually found an article. I don't know if you guys saw this. This dropped on the 4th of February from What Culture Wrestling. SmackDown lost 39% of its viewers in January. AEW Dynamite down 24% in 2025. Actually, it was the only WWE or AEW show to post 24 to 25 viewership increases in January. So when it moved, and it might be a network thing, unless USA is in more houses than Fox, I'm not familiar. SmackDown drew an average of 1.48 million viewers. In January, they had, SmackDown drew an average of 1.48 million viewers in average in January compared to 2.433 million in January of 24. Now, still, again, impressive numbers, but that's a huge drop. One reason or another, it might just be the network shift. SmackDown, I think, is one of the only programs that's not on a streaming service, so we cannot knock that. AEW obviously also declined like 200,000, but now they're on Max, so I don't know what this... And I know, it's, I'd have to go back and look at the last number. That being said, yes, AEWs, they've been pretty steady. I think even the quality's going up. I did see Tony's involved a little bit more. Still iffy about that. very iffy with Tony being solely involved in the product. I'd prefer not, personally. I think we really need to start looking at, let's get some other writers in and let's get some people who are a little more known with writing these shows. I do appreciate his passion, his love for the business. That's like me going, hey, I'm going to start a wrestling show. And then I had a couple cool ideas. And then I decided, no, I'm going to do everything. I might have some good ideas to start. But once I have those, if I'm like, I'm kind of losing steam, does anyone else want to kind of step in and, help continue this? This is what I had. These were what I was going to go with, but I don't really know how to work this. Anyone want to step in, have them do so. And if they do great, great. If not, we're going to move on to somebody who does better. But I think overall, the ratings, I think they might all even out now with the way that, not even out in a bad way. I don't think SmackDown is going to go to AEW levels. I don't think AEW for a couple of years, or a year at least, is going to go back to where, it was, hit, matchups with SmackDown. I think that's not what I'm saying. I think everything's going to kind of level out with the streaming. The streaming numbers are going to probably remain, the cable numbers might remain the same unless people start canning cable as well. I would like to see the max numbers. Well, while we're sitting here, let's see AEW max streaming numbers. Let's see. So, let's see. According to Sports Illustrated, the Takedown, significant amount of viewers checking out AEW. Exact streaming numbers have not been disclosed. Give me a number. I need a number. Yeah, I don't have a number. And you can take that as it is. Is it good? Is it bad? What? I know WWE. I know Raw has been like killing it on Netflix, which is good. I'm glad. And I hope that we need to stop talking about why this is doing better, why this is doing worse. I get it. AEW, their sales aren't, the product isn't what it was when it started. We do want to see it be successful and succeed. I would like to see the numbers go back up. I'm glad they went to smaller venues to kind of make it look more full. I want to see them get to the point where they're overflowing with ticket requests and they go back to the larger venues. That is the goal here. And I think wrestling is still in a boom. It's still in a boom where not until probably the end of the decade. I think by 2030, you might see maybe people fall off. I don't know. Maybe you'll have a whole new generation of people bringing their kids. But regardless, I think we need to start putting these numbers aside. Rampage is gone. We got Collision on Saturday, which they need to put it somewhere else. I don't think Saturday is a good time. I'm going to say that every time we have a discussion on it. I don't want to be home on Saturday. Same reason I don't watch SmackDown. I got things going on Friday. I don't want to be in the house. That's me, though. I'm not everybody, and I understand that. Well, guys, that's all I really had to talk about. I know it's a lot shorter episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you don't need to do so, please follow me on X at the SOB Official. You can find me at the Bedlam Media X account as well as media_Bedlam. Don't forget to find us at Above the Ring, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Join our Discord. Discord will be in the description down below. Also, do not forget to... I totally blanked on what I was about to say. Yeah, subscribe on YouTube, guys. We love what we're doing, and I hope you love what we're doing. Follow us there. We're on all streaming platforms. If you cannot find us someone, please let us know. We'll put ourselves on there. On our streaming platform, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell people why Bedlam Media and Above the Ring is the podcast if you're choosing, and why they should listen to us as well. Thank you so much for listening. We're out of time. And as always, guys, do not forget to join the Bedlam.